Hey everybody, hope you guys are all doing okay. Welcome back to Let's Play Siralim Ultimate. And in today's episode, we are gonna do the usual. We're gonna get another couple false gods killed and another couple anointments added to the bag. But before we go in, there's something that is long overdue that I need to get done. And before I do it, I guess let me give it a bit of context. So, I have decorated and in some cases redecorated and remodeled a lot of the places in my hub area. In fact, just about all of them. And, you know, aesthetics are subjective. Maybe you don't necessarily like the way my place looks. I'm okay with that. That's fine. Everybody has their own tastes. But what you cannot deny is that in each area of the hub area, I have put a little bit of something, right? I put the Shrine to Regalis. We have our casino and bar. We have our place for the guilds. Honestly, the place for the guilds is probably what I'm proudest of. But I also really like the way the arena room looked, especially after we spruced up the stuff over here, and even this place, which I think looks a lot nicer now that we've added a bit of oomph to this room. But the only rooms that we haven't touched are these rooms up here, the one with the blacksmith. Sorry, not this place. Here. The blacksmith to the left, the enchantress to the right. And today the time has come to finally fix this. And as promised, in between episodes, I basically worked out what I wanted to put. So without drawing it out too long, we're just going to do it. We're going to use the Erebus floor tile for the enchantress. Because it's a little bit dark, a little bit muted, kind of like our regular flooring. Actually, you know what? We'll extend it so that it's going out into this corridor as well. That's not the only thing we'll put. We are also going to put a couple of rugs. So we're going to put since we put the Erebus tiles, we're also going to add in Erebus's rugs. So the long rug can go in there. And we're going to put the big rug. And I think we'll put the big rug there. And I think just to round things out, I'm also going to put the Heretics carpet. The carpet can go underneath the tables. And that now I think looks a little bit more balanced. I wish. So the issue is that we can move the enchantress, but the problem is the entire thing moves in one fell swoop. We can, bring it down if we wanted. That might not be... Actually, no, the bookshelf should really be up against the wall. We can't move it piece by piece. We have to move it like this. And that's sort of how it's got to be. We can flip it vertically. We could flip it horizontal. Well, flipping it vertically would make it look really horrible. Horizontally, maybe? Nah, I think it's fine like this. We could also add some sort of, I don't know, like a statue, a plant of some kind in the corner. Maybe, let's put a nice little, maybe Erebus-themed plant in the corner. We could put a couple up there, or maybe something bigger. You know what? We'll put a couple up there, and a bigger one down in the corner. It's got to be in a pot of some kind, otherwise it would look really... You know what? Actually, blade vine, blade grass, I think would look really nice. Like so. Actually, this is a 2x1. I really want like a 1x2 plant, because I want to put the blade vines in the top top left. Ooh, and already I promised that I wouldn't spend too much time decorating, and I'm already breaking that promise because we are let me just... Okay, it's got to be one of these. It's got to be one of these. Deadwood, energized deadwood. How would this look? That would actually look pretty sick. So what we'll do is we'll close the menu. We'll remove this. We'll remove those because they are a little bit... They're a little bit hard to see. So we'll put the... go back to the plants. Put the energized deadwood in the bottom right. And we don't really even need to put more things in the top left. Maybe we should put like a painting in the background or something hanging on the wall instead of just something in the corner. That might be the better way to do it. Let's consider that, actually. It would have to be just a basic 1x1. Are there small ones that have animations? Well, this one has an animation. Let's see if we can find another small one that also has an animation on it, and then we can just put one in one corner. The other, well, this is 2x1, although it looks pretty awesome. Ooh, one thing we could do. Ooh, hello, hang on. There's an idea. If we move everything to the left, we put the mirror to the right. Nah, that would unbalance the room a little bit, I think. Yeah, that would unbalance the room. Let's just find a 1x1 that has some sort of an animation on it. I will settle for literally any kind. Maybe one of these? That looks a little bit technological almost. But we'll put it on the short list. The, what was it called? Point Sage. And then what was the other one? Well, mirror reflection is a little bit too big. And maybe there aren't any other 1x1s that are, we could put like an essence of sorcery. We're already using the galaxy. And this is the one we saw previously. Well, listen, we need to make a decision. This one looked nice as well, but it's also a 2x1. These ancient ones are pretty sweet, but none of them are animated. So maybe we'll just take the geometric display. Put that there, and then it was point something or the other. Point Sage's painting can go here, and I'd say that that works fairly well. And now this room looks a lot nicer, a lot cozier. And what we're going to do with this one's going to look a lot more functional. So I already know what sort of a flooring I want to put on to it. We're going to go back into decoration mode. We're going to go to add decoration, add floor tiles. And the flooring is going to be a little bit more so we're gonna throw it down like this, and then around it, actually maybe like this. Well, I think I sent it too far back up. I think I need to... So now we need to add more floor... Actually, I think I might have added the wrong... Yeah, no. We don't want to add this. Let me remove that. Just remove this. Add decoration, floor tiles. It's gotta be... I think it was the caustic reactor tile. That's a good one. And the other one on my short list was the Forgotten Lab floor tile. And I think the Forgotten Lab is winning this one. But let's take a look at the others. Actually, you know what? Here's how I'll do. We'll do cobblestone. Over yonder. That's a little bit not dark enough. And again, I had a thing in mind, but I'm already... You know what? Generos's floor tile is pretty good. Generos's floor tile is pretty good. Kingdom of Heretics floor tile is also good. So I think the way we'll do it is... Path of the Damned is nice as well. Perdition is being used elsewhere. Sanctum Umbra, not bad. And this is already being used. Ooh, Standard is weirdly very nice as well. Let's just take a look at the final page, just for funsies. Ooh, I think the Venodon tile is perfect, because this looks like a... This just looks straight up like metal flooring. Yeah. Never even noticed this one before, so we'll do it like this. And then around it, we'll have a dark path. And the base... What was the basic tile called? The standard floor tile. We'll just have standard tiles going all around. There we go. Maybe it's a little bit too dark. Sorry, a little bit too bright. Something a little bit darker would be nice. But what else could work in its place? Kingdom of Heretics tile, I think. Actually, yeah, the Kingdom of Heretics tile is probably the winner here. But let's just take a look at some of these other ones, see if maybe something pops out. Cobblestone? Nah, I don't think so. Perdition is already being used somewhere else. The Lister tile is also being used. And I think Kingdom of Heretics is probably winning this round, yeah. So there's a stone walkway, and then you can kind of see that there's sheet metal under the or like something a little bit sturdier and metallic underneath the heavy equipment. And you know, there's like extra space in front as well. I do kind of like that the path goes all the way around, and the metallic part of it is in the middle. Like I said, this one I'm not gonna put any like any extra decorations. Maybe we could put like something industrial looking in the corner, but I don't really even think it needs that. I think this room is fine as it is. It's fine as a like very Spartan minimalist setup. And finally, this place is like, we don't even need to put a welcome mat there. It's fine. It looks okay. Very happy with it. It took actually quite a bit of thinking, and even having done the thinking in between episodes, at the end I had to make some last minute changes. This one I think looks really nice. The rugs are working out. The extra little carpet under these tables I think is looking really nice. The paintings with the animation are synergizing well with the room and its little animations. And then really we can just be satisfied at the fact that every single part of this castle is now decorated in some way. I think the only thing left to do is, arguably, I should fix up this room so that the part underneath this zone has some custom flooring, but that's gonna be something to think about. Well, is that something to think about next episode? Maybe let's think about it right now while we are in decoration mode. So if we put something, what sort of a floor tile would we put under there? Out of everything we have unlocked, what do we think is gonna look the nicest? Maybe just honestly, checkerboard. Yeah. Let's do a checkerboard pattern. But in order to do a checkerboard pattern, what we're gonna have to do is hopefully I haven't been using Perdition's tile anywhere other than this room, because if that's the case, it's gonna really suck. So we've got to keep an eye out to see if there's any bits of the floor missing. But here's what I was thinking. I was thinking we do it like this. Do it like this, and then we put the Perdition tile back around. If I can remember how the alphabet works, there we go. Perdition, where are you? There we go. Now this is gonna be a little annoying, because we're gonna have to place these one by one. And now this little area with the stools and everything has a marble floor. Maybe we'll change it to something else later on. Rainbow carpet, I think, would be a little bit too colorful. So let's just trust our judgment. Basically, the thing to do whenever you're doing major like decoration changes, you can spend hours staring at it, agonizing. Have I made the right decision? Does it look good? I'm not sure if it looks good. It looks. Let me think about it. But the real test is gonna be step away from what you've done, go do something else, and when you come back and take a look, you will be able to tell, like once you've cleared your mental palette and you look at it again with somewhat fresh eyes, you will be able to tell instantly, is it working? Is there something amiss? And if there's something amiss, you'll be able to tell that right away. So this is what we're gonna do. Having done that, we need to now go and get some stuff done. Alright, let me... Now that we've spent... How long have we spent? 20 minutes on what I said was gonna be something that I will sort out in between episodes and then not spend too much time on. But you know what? If it's worth doing, it's worth doing well. Alright. Let me take a look at the prophecies. Well, we got a couple of these to kill, a couple of those, a couple of these, a couple of those, a couple of these. And we're just gonna go into the realms now. We're gonna try and... Ooh, I got 354, but I botched it. We're gonna try and blitz through these realms a little bit to make up for lost time, the time lost to the decorations. Luckily, this is going to be the last decoration that we do for a while. Right, Spooner, you're gonna go down. That was an easy round. We're not quite done. We need to find the master. Alright. Let's go and take out some more dudes and... getting more nether stones. Take out the spell juggler master for the 14th time. Do we care about summoning anybody at the candle? We don't really. So let's take dudes out. Oh god, I didn't want to get into combat with those guys, but whatever. It's done. Let's go here. Take out this man. He's gone. Take out these dudes. Take out these dudes. They're gone. And then smash some stuff, and I guess we'll hit a couple of these just to get a bit of extra favor with Tamara Murgo. we're ready to leave. Do we care about you? Oh, yes, we do, although not sure how much this one riddle dwarf is going to help us. Nevertheless, oh god, where's my phone? Is my phone nearby? Am I? Oh, it was in my pocket the whole time. Let me look up Siralim Ultimate Ascension pretty quick. Pretty quick, I said. Oh god, Ascension spell. Because Ascensions in this game are something else. Oh yeah, but they do have the spell in the wiki. It's a life spell. Right? Glad we got that sorted out. Yeah, Ascensions in this game are like a separate game mechanic. Pretty fun game mechanic, but we are done with Ascensions. Alright. We care about going... I guess we'll take a look at what's in the rest of the map, just to get a few of these extra things destroyed, and now we can move on with our lives to a new realm. 397, good bonus. Are we doing random realms, or did I accidentally press down on the D-pad and send myself into the Amalgam Gardens? Because this is twice in a row that we've wound up in this realm. Not that I mind. We've got a few... Like, we're pretty relatively low in favor rank with the Tamara Murgo, so do not mind spending a bit of extra time on this one, but, you know, obviously I would rather be doing random realms. If at all possible. Oh god, come on, dude. 221. Let's try and remember that. Let's try and remember. We've got a master to take out. Alright, let's keep on moving. Getting lots of duplicate cards. And I'm gonna start avoiding sources of treasure that don't also give us favor or something else, because I want to minimize the number of okay, this has to be life, right? Yeah. I'm taking a bit of a gamble on that, but with a name like Consecration, you kind of just have to be a life spell. Right. I want to minimize the amount of nether stones we find, because we're finding way too many, and it's getting pretty annoying to deal with. Alright, so we had got another riddle dwarf there, which was good to, you know, get that out of the way. And take out this friend. And if you take a look at our prophecy lines, we've completed everything except the stuff that is potentially going to take a very long time. So I think what we are going to do is, when we head home, we're gonna be just handing in this Rune of Prophecies as is and starting a new one. Like, we tried our best. We just got abysmally bad luck with the random spawns. Because you would think at least one of these would be completed by now, but none of them? Really? None of them? Really? None of them? That's kind of a lame game. Alright. First of all, I can tell you that just at a glance, this decision we made, the checker tile pattern, is a home run. That works. Now let's take a look. The left also works. Like, immediately, intuitively, it just feels correct. Even the fact that the sheet metal doesn't extend all the way back just feels correct. This one feels a little bit more elaborate, but even here, like, it feels cozy. You got a bit of a rug here. It's not super symmetrical, but I think that just gives the room more character. The rugs have different colors, you know, the plant as well, not exactly the same color as the floor or the rugs, but fits in. These things are adding more color to the room as well. We nailed it. And this place looks fine. I don't think we need to do any custom flooring. This one is just a big spread out thing. Alright. Now we gotta take a look at what nether stones we found. I think in terms of being above 200, there's only 220, 221, 237. Okay, well, there's a lot of them. So 221. $237. Okay. And I think we're just gonna hand in this Rune of Prophecies. It ain't panning out the way we want it. We want to start on a fresh one, but before we do that, let's save and continue the game so that we can, if we don't like what this one is looking like, we can bail on it. Assassination is fine. One forage mission is fine. This is probably going to be asking us for 2 pilgrimage missions. Only 1 pilgrimage mission, but 2 fucking experiment missions. What are we, Are we doing an experiment mission? No, we're doing a forage mission. But we need to... Other than this garbage, the rest of it is fine. 5 pandemonium. You know what? I think we can do better. I think we can do better than this. I think we can do better. So let me restart. Alright. Alright, let's get this done for real this time. Let's take a look at what we got now. Mindworm is fine. 3 Riddle Dwarves are also fine. 4 Nether Realms is kind of pushing it a little bit. 4 Pando Shrines is okay. And another boss is fine. Kino we can do, and that's the only gambling. And 19 candle enemies is kind of goofy, but we'll do it. All right. Well, I'll accept this one. I'll accept this one. Do we have to hand in our goblet? No, we don't. No, we do not. Why am I going down here? Well, like, we've got to do Kino. Okay, that's done. Now, what do we want to do? We want to talk to you. Training, handed in. Pilgrimage, handed in. forage handed in. Are there any other specific ones we need to do? Well, assassination, it'll happen when it happens. We gotta set a specific bounty against Mindworm for the second bounty we do, unless we're already targeting Mindworm. That's possible. Is that what's happening? No, we're going after Impington Reborn. Alright, well that's fine. Anybody 82 or below is gonna get a pilgrimage. And what else? Nothing else really. So let's start. We can't do one of those. Let's just do, I don't know, more training. And let's start at experiment mission. Seems pretty good. But now we gotta blitz through the rest of this episode because we've lost a lot of time. Now we need to gain that time back by being really quick. 81 is a good bonus. This is a good start. Useless nether encounter. But you know what? It's fine. Golden Feather is always worth doing, and like I'm not gonna give the wood to these guys because they're gonna give me loot, but you don't actually get favor for it. I wish I didn't have to do it, but the game's lack of a clean way of designating nether stones as trash when you pick them up is just resulting in too much garbage that you need to do too much micromanagement to get rid of. So for that reason, I'm just going to minimize the amount of nether stones I have to deal with. So we got to kill a lot of nature, a lot of chaos creatures, a lot of death creatures, a whole lot of life creatures. So chaos, death, life. And also we got an achievement for the exotics. So let's get some chaos. Let's get some death. And then we'll make some space, and then we'll get a couple of life creatures summoned. This is gonna be a bit of a chore, but it's gotta happen. It has to happen. Alright, now let's start summoning some life dudes. That's not... Ooh, is this a mimic skin we haven't seen before? No, it's a mimic skin we have seen before. But still, nice to see it. So let's get some of these here live creatures. Alright, whatever. We'll get some imps. This area has a horrible layout when it comes to summoning candle enemies. Absolutely abysmal. So we're probably gonna have to do the rest of this farming in the next map. In this one, we'll just get as many kills as we reasonably can. Yeah, again, I'm not gonna be getting loot from any source that isn't a chest, because I just want to minimize loot. I'll explain what I mean. I mean, I've already explained what I mean, so I think you guys you get what my predicament is. I'm not gonna belabor the point too much. What we're gonna do is we're gonna summon some more life creatures. Let's get, I don't know, some seraphs. Now, how on these? You're at 33. You're at 12. You're at 13. 37. Let's get even more life. Actually, no. Let's get some sorcery. So let's get spell mains are fine. Alright. Alright, and how many more kills do we need? We're actually really close. So just 4 more, we'll do it. And we've already killed the master, so just a few more hits. We can move on. Oh yeah, every once in a while, creatures are also gonna drop loot. Although I believe that's from a card bonus. So that, I think, is something we can disable if we want to. I won't disable it, I'll leave it on. Because if I disable it, then eventually when the game does add the quality of life features that make loot easier to organize, I'll forget to re-enable it. I know myself and my limitations. Is there any reason to head home? I don't think so. Let's go to a new realm. Ooh, hey, nice. Very nice, in fact. Ooh. Yeah, these big chests don't even count as chests. They should, but they don't. Only small chests count as chests. Yeah, and I should avoid objects like those because they only give us loot. And loot is something we actually now want to minimize. It's really goes... It runs counter to every instinct I have in this game. But for the sake of just not getting flooded with, you know, so many nether stones that we're spending 10 minutes per episode just sorting through the garbage we picked up. For the sake of not having to go through that, we're gonna try and get things in hand while we can. Alright, let's take out the Marionette Master. That is another of our masters taken down. That had a trait on it. This one we will investigate. 2, 3, 4. At the start of battle, all creatures gain a copy of this creature's... I don't care. That looks horrible. Let's look at the master achievements. How are we? Only 10 master achievements remain. So we are... We are pretty close to being able to take them all out in one episode. Do I have enough? Ooh, hang on. No, I don't have enough Stardust to start another nether synthesis mission. I need one more. I need one more exotic realm. Excuse me? You're gonna make me do one more? Alright. That thing was haunted. Whatever, don't care. We're gonna get some extra favor out of it. Let's hand in the raid. I don't know. Let's start. Whatever. I would really love to do that, but let's instead start a forge mission, I guess. What was we doing for this Rune of Prophecies? Not much. We haven't found any of those. Alright, whatever. We'll figure it out. $358 is gonna be a good bonus. Alright. Let's get a move on. Alright. Also, no, achievements. How close? 5 more achievements will take us to 5,000. Excuse me, 5,000 overall game achievements. That is gonna be a fun moment when it happens. And you know what? We're gonna make it happen. I think we're gonna make it happen next episode. Next episode, we're gonna make sure that we get whatever remaining achievements we need to hit 5,000 by specifically hunting down the remaining masters whose achievements we haven't maxed out yet. Protected enemies are dumb, especially in an extra traits realm. That was really dumb. And you guys can fuck off, dude. Yeah. That's why I'm not getting into extra combat in this realm, because there's a lot of obnoxious creatures that are native to this realm. And this object, which gives you extra loot, is something that I would have loved at one point in the past, especially in the past when I was farming my card album. Farming for my card album, yeah. Because it gives you loot, but nothing else really. So it's gonna take some time to train ourselves to play this way, to ignore those objects. There's another nether stone that I gotta deal with. 196. And we've already hit the master in the realm. There's something down there. Oh, too many nether stones. Do we care about buried treasure? Yes, we do. Please stop. That has a trait on it. Please stop. Alright, let's take a look at the one that has the trait on it. 261. The trait is called Meow. This creature can equip spell gems. I don't care, dude. Usually, before the first sentence is even over, I can tell, like, is this a trait that's interesting, or is it a trait that's going to be completely meaningless for our build? Now, there might be traits that I'm, closing the door on, which might be good overall, but which simply don't work for my build. That I fully concede. There are going to be some traits that I'm brushing off that are going to be maybe even amazingly good, but I just don't see a way to fit them into our current build, and that's fine. The DB is going to give us loot, but also favor, 300 favor, which gives us another rank, which is nice. We're gonna take out a nether bouse, which is gonna be fun. So let's take out some dudes. You're a mimic. You're dead. Even mimics who I used to love, now I just see them as wasting my time by turning what could be a quick, little chest opening scenario into first I've got to have a fight with them, then the fight ends, then I have to open the chest. And on top of all of that, the chest now has a higher chance of giving me a nether stone, which again normally would be a good thing, but when you're this deep into the end game, things that were good for you early on in the game are either meaningless or you actively don't want them to happen, because there's a small and ever shrinking list of things you need to do to get the 100%, and everything not on that list you just see it as a wasting your time. So yeah, that's just how it goes, and that fight against the tremors could have gotten really ugly, but we got through it. I just need to make sure I'm not leaving behind anything interesting in here. Doesn't look like it. Anything around here? Nope. Let's quickly yoink this. We'll take out a Deathwalker. There's no master to speak of. If there was, we killed him. Oh yeah, it was the Tremor Master. Took him down. There's another duplicate card. There's a Assassination, which we do need to hand in. Let's aim for BD. It didn't happen, but nevertheless, we did okay. Alright. Let's just take a look up here and see what we can find. I guess we can hit a few of these extra objects. Get a bit of extra Aneltha favor. Move over to the left, nothing there. Go down, nothing here. Guess I can hit you. I guess I can hit you. I guess we can go here. What did we kill? We killed a Swamp Dweller. And if memory serves, we actually need to kill all of these Swamp Dwellers, every single one of them. Bone Scraper. Hang on. Where will we kill the Gargoyle? Oh no, sorry, it was the Forsaken. The Swamp Dweller was just what kind of Forsaken he was. So we need to kill the rest of the Forsakens on page 32. So next one is the Forsaken Spine Whipper. He whips his spine back and forth, I guess. Alright. Alright. Let's carry on. See what we can get done in this realm. These are garbage options. At least we get some buried treasure. Alright. Have we donated? Yes, we have. I almost always remember, but I keep getting paranoid and thinking that I've forgotten. 305? Okay, that's something I'm gonna have to try and remember. And I'm actually not going to interact with the... well, first of all, I would prefer to not have to interact with this treasure golem. Second of all, I'm not going to interact with the Nemesis Shrine, because I don't want to fight extra Nemesis creatures. Debuffs, we can handle. Actually, do we need to fight a treasure golem? We don't. So, you can just keep your distance, and I'll try and keep my distance. And everybody will be happy. Just don't do anything hasty. Everybody's gonna be happy. Get a bit of a favor out of this. Just don't bum rush me. Alright. There's a bunch of stuff in here. Let's get a bit of extra favor going. Top of the timeline is, who are we fighting? We're fighting, I think, against Impington Reborn. I'm gonna take that risk. We do need a bit of this action. Astral Gallery is Muse. Alright, now... are there any runes that we left on the ground? Not really. This we can take. I think we need to go down because that's where the rest of the peeps are. All right. Spell damage is something we can do. Alright. Alright, boys. 410 with no traits is atrocious. Alright. Let's see how badly this is gonna go. Okay. Well... did he have heal every turn? He did. So he just... the blight killed him before he could do anything at all. And again, doesn't work in boss battles. Fuck off, dude. Well, I'm just gonna take whatever's on top. Keeping treasure gives us 7,000. That's a lot of Nature Guild rep. I'll quickly take a look at what's... This fight was abysmal. The sturdy gargantuan was the champion. The worst... Well, there were two sturdy gargantuans. One of them ended up being the champion, which is horrible. Okay. Oh, you know what else is horrible? The fact that that didn't link up to the rest of this. Fuck off, dude. What did I tell you, man? I said stay the fuck away from me. What did I fucking tell you? Oh god, this path doesn't connect either. Oh, this is hideous. It really doesn't. Oh my god. Look at how far out of my way I've got to go. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, whatever. Now we need to set a bounty against a specific false god, which is Mindworm. So we'll do it like this. Just stay with the Nature Guild. Go to Mindworm. And having done what we need to do, let's just go. Maybe I should be rolling for low item bonuses instead of high item bonuses. But when it comes to collecting special resources like Stardust, I don't want to gimp myself. I don't want to like rob myself. I don't know if this at all has any effect on those extra bonuses. Sorry, those extra resources that you get. Maybe it does. I don't want to risk it, right? Okay, gotta kill some soul flares. That's gonna be these brain objects. Ooh, another, I think we're done finding very... Yeah, so we don't even need to... We don't even need to pick this one up. I don't even think it counts as a chest when you open it. So unless it's right in our way, and even if it's right in our way, I think we're incentivized to just not do anything with it. We don't actually want treasure in this day and age. Alright. I guess we picked it up anyway. Oh, sorry. Banged my knee into my desk. Apologies for that. I'm actually gonna... Sorry, yeah. I'm gonna timestamp that just to make sure like it wasn't too loud in the recording. I don't want to jump scare people. It was at around the 1 hour 4 minute mark, so I'll just check the like if on the audio waveform there's like a huge spike, then I'll manually cut that out of the or like I'll manually mute that little spot. If it isn't that bad, then we'll just leave it in. Because fuck it, we'll do it live. Ugh. Even though I've stopped picking up, or like I've tried to reduce the amount of loot that's incoming, we're still finding way too many nether stones, man. And I don't know what to do about it. And where the fuck? Speaking of things that I don't know what to do about, where the fuck is this, soul flare? The only place it could be is somewhere to the top right. This is my only, option. Well, there it is. That wasn't that bad, I guess. And we got the Competent Grove Tender 8 achievement. So 20 more realms, and then the Grove Tender, and with it, the entire first page of character classes will be done. But before we can do anything else, we gotta head here, because there's a lot of shit that needs to be destroyed, starting with 196. Then 305, 317, and then 405? 410. And 410. Right, got a good amount of piety out of that. Now we can just continue. I had 370 and I botched it. I'm actually a little bit sleepy, a little bit tired right now, recording this later in the evening than I normally do. It's past 10 p.m. right now, so I know I also botched it. Before I got the 423, I got 390. But I really, the treasure itself is not something that I'm at all worried about. Do we care about you guys? We kinda do. Oh god. Discombobulate. Great word. Gonna be a nightmare to spell this. Oh god. Discombobulate is... Chaos would have been my guess because of what the word means, but no, it's actually a sorcery spell. Basically what it means is to, like, confuse or... if you're discombobulated, you're confused or disoriented. So... Chaos would have been my guess, but obviously, in this game... the name of the spell, or even the meaning of what the spell name is, isn't necessarily going to help you figure out what class it is. And also, for this realm, we've got to kill Ossayans. There's one. And I guess we'll get a couple other things killed. Take out some dudes. Some dude bros. It's got a trait on it. I shouldn't have clicked on this just because these do not count as chests. I'm sorry, I completely didn't look at what the trait was. Hoodwink, is that a good trait? Enemies always have taunting. That's dumb, dude. That's dumb. Get out of here with that nonsense. That's really dumb. Oh god, no. 274, I'm gonna have to get rid of that one now. Okay. And there's the other Osane group. Got taken down. Go around here, go up there, nothing there. Go up here, we have not killed the master. Well, no, now we have killed the master. Shut up, dude. Stop it. And, let's, do a bit of this action. Grab this stuff. Hit you. Take that. Hit you. Head home. Destroy this. And let's carry on our merry way. Pretty one. Alright. We gained a favor rank with somebody there. Not sure who, but whatever, I'll take it. Prophecy lines are getting completed as well, which feels pretty good. I think probably what we'll do is we'll try and get one more Riddle Dwarf. Well, it really depends on whether the game is generous enough to give one to us. And we'll probably give up on the oh my god. Oh my god, fucking stop, dude. The extra traits are being a nuisance, as they often do. As they often do. Alright, let's hit a couple of these places. Please stop it. Alright, who are you? You are the Unicorn Master. You're dead. Very early on in the game, I used to have a Unicorn Vivifier in my party. It's a unicorn creature which resurrects your party members when it attacks an enemy, which is an interesting defensive option to have, but then very quickly I learned that the best way to play this game, don't have skills that really only benefit you when you're on the back foot. Like, oh, my guy has been killed by the enemy, let me have somebody who can resurrect him. Instead, have a party that just kills the enemy before they can do anything to you. And thus, well, my first iteration was the Animator Dreadwhite party, which had many different ways of, you know, introducing our opponents to their makers. It could, with at most one turn of setup, it could output a whole hell of a lot of either attack damage or spell damage or indirect damage. So it was a very well-rounded party, and it had impeccable defenses. Ideally, I would still like to be playing as that party, but it is a animator-specific party which relies heavily on the animator perks. So you couldn't really take that party and then start playing as other specializations. It wouldn't really work. So I had to build something else, and thus was the genesis of this party. It went through a few iterations, but the core of it was always the same. Kill enemies with fermented hops, which is a percentage damage spell, which in theory should do the same damage to the enemy no matter how high, like how much more health they have than you, no matter how much higher their level is than yours. As long as you are going before them, that's the key. That is the like, you know, the crucial stipulation is as long as you can guarantee that you're going before them, you're gonna be having a pretty good time. Right, so now, speaking of having a good time, we are gonna have a good time if we can answer this guy correctly. 24, that's not good. Masochistic Witch, oh my god, what a long name, dude. My guess is gonna be sorcery, but I guess we'll find out. Siralim Ultimate. Masochistic Witch is... Sorry, Masochist Witch is sorcery. I was correct. Alright, and now let's take a look at the things. We just gotta kill life creatures. And we're gonna not worry about this nonsense. Okay. Well, are you guys life creatures? Probably not. Nevertheless, this is our 11th win against you. Alright. Please stop. Alright. Alright. Let's try and get some of these enemies taken out. Nobody there. Alright. Alright, let's take you. Let's take you. Excuse me. Throat is a bit dry. It is late in the day, and my apartment is a little, just a wee bit too dry for comfort. I've got to figure out a good way of dealing with that. Anyway, let's do this. Do a bit of this. I gotta take out the nether boss is Keela, I think. We'll find out in just a moment. Yep, it's Keela. Please stop it. And even though we're not actually gonna give this wood to any of the houses, let's still connect it. Let's still collect it, because it's funny. Alright. Let's go, up and to the left, grab that. We just need to kill 5 more life creatures, which are probably not gonna materialize in this round because there are only 2 more enemies roaming around, and I think it's gonna be mainly nature creatures. I don't know if we got a single life creature out of that situation, but we will. Out of these guys. There we go. That is gonna be... Once we head back and hand in Oh, this isn't the mind worm. This isn't the mind worm realm. This is just a random nether boss. Well, I've been jumping the gun. Wait, hang on a second. Where's the... Excuse me, 3162. This is 60, so we're a couple realms away, actually. We're a couple of realms away. I've been way too hasty on this. Anyway. We don't really need to collect this buried treasure. It is right there though, so I'll do it. And we've got to use the clocks. And this is a chance to resist damage realm, which sucks. That's garbage. Absolute garbage. So much so that I'm not gonna get into any extra combat in this realm. Even though we're getting nice amounts of favor for it. And I'm not gonna touch those objects as well, because all they give you is loot. I don't think you get any favor with the god for getting them. We don't really need to talk to riddle dwarves anymore. Alright, let's go up. You are the Robodomi Master, and there's another Master achievement taken out. Feels pretty good. Guess we'll do a couple of these. Let's go in, take those. Master of Robodomi's 9. Take those. There we go, and let's get this realm. Let's get this realm finished. I didn't want to fight this stupid dumpling, but I guess he really wanted to fight me. Well, fight is not really an accurate way of putting it. He wanted to run headlong into his own demise is probably more a more truthful way of putting how that turned out. Anyway, let's get this done, and then we got to find one more clock. Which is right here, that's good. How much favor do we get? 75. Is fine. Do we care about handing any missions? No, we'll wait until we have a fresh Rune of Prophecies. For now, let's just roll ourselves into the final realm of the episode. We got a false god to take down. Alright. Immune to attack damage is fine. Immune to indirect damage would be suicide, so we'll take that. gonna make the fight annoying, but we've got to do it. And we're confused, which is kind of gross, kind of garbage. We are dispelling it. If we can survive the first turn, or like if we can avoid the confusion in the first turn, or avoid the confusion triggering on the first turn and do our action as normal, then, you know, we can cast the dispel before it. Before whatever other spells we're casting, you know, Fermented Hops or Star Pact take effect and then, you know, destroy us. What I'll do is I'll take the 7 debuffs. This is a horrible idea, but I'm gonna take the top of the timeline thing. I'm gonna take the 65% less damage thing. Probably just gonna die, honestly. It was looking very sketchy, and it still isn't looking great. But I think we pulled it back. The resurrections are still annoying, but we got through it. That gives us... Oh my god. Well, there's a double trait in favor of survival and tainted blood. So let's take a look at was this the one with the traits on it? No, that's just got regular stuff. Which one had the... Was it 300 and something? Oh god, dude. 235, 284... 235, 284. I've got to remember those. Maximum health is added. I mean, that's actually pretty good. But I think we already have that. Tainted blood. What does this do? Poisoned. I don't care. So 235, 284. And I'm just gonna take whatever's on top. Contrarian. Sure. Oh god. 233. I gotta remember that. And there's a master to kill as well. 233, 235, 284. Or the nether stones we've got to take out. Okay. Oh, please stop it. Guess we'll hit a couple of these dudes. Please, 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 please stop. I don't know what I'm looking for, and oh, dude, are we actually casting Entangling Roots on ourselves? On account of the confusion? That is foul. That is horrendous. But you know what? At least that is also the end. Oh, hey, look, it's the Mimic Master. Hey, dude, how's it going? Long time no see. Raises our Mimic Mastery to 27, and oh, you just had to take one last parting shot. So 220, 233, 235, and 284 are the nether stones that we need to destroy. Another duplicate card as well. All right. First of all, let's get these nether stones dealt with. I think one of them was 220. Yep. $233. $235. And 284. Now we gotta save, cause we're gonna hand in this Rune of Prophecies and start a new one, which might take a couple attempts. Let's take a look. But that's our second Rune of Prophecies that we're handing in this episode, which I'm honestly pretty happy about. That's 10 lines. It's pretty nice. Let's take a look at this one. Training mission is fine. Divination candle, it's kind of gross, but it's fine. 2 Keyforge missions is honestly awesome. 3 riddles is fine. Pando shrines is fine. Treasure Golem is fine. So we gotta go into the Swamplands next episode. We'll do the Kino, the scratch cards, the slot machines. So everything except Siralim, we'll go ahead and do that right now. And we don't have to hand in our Goblet of Trials, so we're just gonna hold on to that. This Rune of Prophecies could be another good one. Everything except Siralim. Okay. Alright. And we had to kill Tenebris in the Gate of the Gods. You going down, Tenny. Get fucked. And let's hand in whatever projects we have. Pilgrimage with Reclusa. Training mission done. Experiment done. What else do we need to do? Honestly, just Keyforge missions. And then I think we're good. So here's how we'll do it. Start a Keyforge. Start another pilgrimage. Everybody on this first page is 83 or higher. There's probably going to be a couple 82s on this page. Yeah. So we'll do Venedon. And we can do one more project. God, come on. Let me do another one of these. Well, we can't do another one of those, so I'm just going to start, I don't know. Let's do like an experiment mission, I guess. Alright, now let's reflect on what was accomplished in this episode. Let's first of all just take a look at some of the recent achievements. Mainly, we got achievements for fighting some of these new masters, getting pretty deep into those achievements. Killed the exotics for the 10th time, the marionettes for the 8th time, the robodomies for the 9th time, and along the way we got the 8th achievement for beating our 80th realm quest as the Grove Tender takes us to 4,997 achievements overall, and I have decided next episode we're just gonna finish off the remaining master achievements, and along the way we will also hit 5,000 achievement points overall, which is going to be pretty good. Which is going to be pretty damn good. So that was one thing that we did. Another really, actually, very important to me thing that we did is we finally got some decorating going on in these last 2 rooms, which I hadn't touched, excuse me, for the entirety of this playthrough, despite having decorated the entire rest of the palace. And as a bonus, I even spruced up this room by giving it some black and white checkered marble flooring in the middle. And I think that makes, at least to me, this place look a lot nicer and a lot more lively. And at least it's consistent now, because either you decorate the whole hub area or you don't decorate it at all. But if you've decorated a couple rooms, then as I mentioned, the rooms that aren't decorated, they do really stick out like a sore thumb. So now those are dealt with, and I think they look really nice. Every time I look at them, I feel like I really nailed it the first time around. To be fair, I did plan it properly, like in between episodes, for the most part. So I'm not surprised that it looks good, even having left and, you know, come back after a while. So, you know, we're gonna call that a win. But before we leave, let's take a look at some of our other achievement progress. Let's start with creature parts. We are at 6.51. Woohoo! I think we went up by another 0.01. Good job to us. Well, how are we for character achievements? Oh god, my throat is starting to go. So I really do need to end this episode soon. But let's take a look at this. We are almost at 3,000 prophecy lines, almost at 400 runes of prophecy. We're at 2993 and 395 respectively for those two. So that's nice, I guess. And then finally, let's take a look at some of the realm achievements. How are we doing on those? We are at 93,000 destructible objects. Less than 7,000 to go for those, and we are almost at 48,000 treasure chests, and we are at 46,365 resource nodes, and we've also refreshed our realm properties 85,600 times. Alright, my throat has just about given out, so I think with all of that recapped, it's time for me to say thank you so much for oh my god, thank you so much for watching. Hope you had a good time. Hope you'll join me next episode for when we will finally wrap up all of the remaining master achievements and go over 5,000 achievement points. And until then, take care.